Hey everybody, welcome to the Ron Line Report. Today's guest, one of my favorite people in this entire industry, 8-time Mr. Olympia, the GOAT, Ronnie Coleman. Yes. What's up, Ronnie?
What's going on, Ron?
I appreciate you doing this because you have been without power. You had a thunder and lightning, knocked out the power there in the Dallas area, and you've been without power all day, correct?
All day, 12 hours now.
Wow. That's no way to live, but hope they get that resolved quickly for you.
Exactly, me too, because I'm tired of it. I can't do nothing at home, nothing.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to sit in your
That's
car.
why, that's why I'm in the car right now.
So I contacted you because we have two Mr. Olympia champions right now who are both going to be competing at the Olympia again this year. And I'm going to start with Samson Dauda, our current reigning Mr. Olympia. He did something that you were the only person previously ever did. Since the Arnold Classic began in 1989, you were the only current reigning Mr. Olympia to enter the Arnold Classic, and you won it in 2001. And Samson did it this year. He became the second Mr. Olympia champ to do it. Unfortunately, he didn't fare as well as you. He got second place to Derek Lunsford. So I guess my first question, I'm looking for Ronnie's advice to Samson and Derek. So first of all, if you had been Samson's advisor, if he had come to you asking Ronnie, should I do the Arnold Classic, what would you have told him?
Oh, of course, I'm gonna say no because tell you what happened to me, Ron. I almost died at the Olympia that year because I was totally exhausted. I mean, like totally exhausted in a major way.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't wish death on nobody. But if he'd asked me, I'd have told him not to do it because I found that the body only peaks once a year. And you got to find out what show you want it to peak in. Now, I'm not going to say you can't be at your peak and not win, but it's not that easy to do with some of these guys, So you gotta pick your poison pretty much. Well, as you saw, Samson didn't win that Arnold Classic because he wasn't in his peak condition. But I think had he been there, he would have. I think he probably would have won it. Like he did at Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, he'd just beaten everybody in the world a few months before that.
Exactly.
So when you won the Arnold, I know you did it to get the free Hummer. What was the cash prize back then when you won? It was like 100, 120?
100, yeah.
So it's $500,000 now.
Crazy.
I mean, can you understand why they're getting like guys who would normally back in the old days, they would just wait until the Olympia, especially if they were a Mr. Olympia champion. But man, this money is getting crazy. I imagine it's just too tempting. It was too tempting for Samson to pass up a $500,000.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ron. It's real tempting, but if I still wouldn't do it, knowing what I know now, because like I said, you got to pick your poison and decide you want to be Arnold Classic champion or Mr. Olympia champion, and ain't no title in the world higher than Mr. Olympia. It's like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, It's like saying you want to win in the playoffs and be division champs, or you want to be world champ.
Right. So I mean,
do you world champ?
Do you think this? We talk about the issues of peaking. Some guys do seem to be able to peak very well multiple times a year, but like we saw last year, Hadi Choopan did the same thing. He went and won the Arnold Classic. He went into it and won, but then he lost his Olympia title last fall.
Exactly, because he wasn't in that same shape. So he really didn't peak twice. He only peaked one time, and that was at the Arnold Classic. He couldn't bring that same body to the Olympia because, like I said, you can only bring it one time. You can never, as far as I'm concerned, I hadn't seen nobody do it yet, be peaked, in peak condition like you were at one show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he would have been as hard as he was at the Arnold and the Olympia, he would have won.
Right.
Easily won. But he was not there because he had already peaked at the Arnold. And that's what I'm saying. You got to pick your poison. Which one you want to win at? You want to win the Arnold Classic, or you want to win the Olympia?
Hmm.
And there you just said it. I'm the only guy who won both,
In one
but I
year.
almost died.
Sure. I mean, you know,
Winning that Olympia, I was on my way to the hospital that morning, because I couldn't get out of bed. I was just too exhausted. And the whole time I was getting ready for the Olympia, I was struggling. My body wasn't, it, like when I get like 3 weeks out, I look a certain way. Well, that year that I did the Arnold Classic, 3 weeks out, I didn't look like I normally look when I'm 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
Because I had already peaked at the Arnold Classic. I won the Olympia by the hairs of my chin because Jay
That's right. Well, I mean,
Jay had beat me in the morning show.
that's right. That's
And
right.
that's because I had to drink a gallon of water to get out of bed to do the Olympia. Thank God for some, magic diuretics or whatever Chad gave me that brought me back around, or else I would have lost.
Yeah. So Samson has a few months left, obviously, to the Olympia. It's not till October. We're only speaking in April right now. What would your best advice to Samson be if he wants to keep that Olympia title for this year, 2025?
Like I always said, you got to pick your poison. Whether you want to be Arnold Classic champion or Olympia champion. You can win one, but you're not going to win both because I said it a million times, the body only peaks once a year.
Well, so I mean,
he might peak at the Olympia because he didn't do it at the Arnold Classic. If he'd have done that at the Arnold Classic, he would have won.
I tell me what you think. I think it might have been a great thing that he lost, only because that's lighting another fire. Because people have been talking about his condition and how it needs to be better, and I think this Arnold Classic showed him, yeah, you're going to get beat if you're not in shape, because Derek was 100% conditioned and Samson wasn't.
Exactly.
And that was 500,000 that Samson's it slipped through his fingers.
Exactly.
Well, let's move on.
It's all about money now with these guys. I understand. Like I said, it's very tempting. But I heard next year they're gonna have the Arnold Classic, and they're gonna give away 600,000. This is what I'm hearing. And then they're gonna have the Arnold Classic in the UK, and they're giving away 200,000.
So $800,000.
Somebody gonna have a chance to win $800,000 in like 3 weeks.
Wow. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
It took me 8 years to win $800,000.
I mean, the money wasn't as great. The Arnold always had a much lower prize package than the Olympia back in those days.
Yeah, but Arnold is stepping up to the pump now because Joe Wheeler is no longer around.
Right. Yeah,
he's trying to challenge the Olympia.
Yeah, it was, like you said, when Joe Weider was alive, Arnold, out of respect for Joe, he kept the prize money lower.
Exactly.
And now it's forget it. He's just doing whatever he wants now.
Exactly. There you go. And if he increases this thing next year to 600, oh man. And the Olympia is 600.
Olympia's already 650. I think the Olympia will be $1 million within a year or two.
I agree with you. Yeah. Especially if they keep battling like they are now.
It's great.
God bless Arnold,
Great for the athletes.
He's still around in the next 3 or 4 years,
I think Arnold's still got a few good years before he.
I think so too. I think he got quite a few. I think he got quite a few years left in him where he's going now, because he's still doing movies and everything,
Yeah. Yeah, he's like 78. He's up there. I know he's up there.
He's 78 years old.
Let's move on to Derek Lunsford, because Derek, he lost his Olympia title last October. He took third place. He dropped down to third, but he came roaring back at this Arnold, looking amazing, and he won it. He picked up $500,000.
Yep.
But you'd think he would shut it down after that, but he's not.
Yep.
3 weeks from today, he's going to be in Pittsburgh competing again.
Yep.
So, we talk about peaking. You can only peak perfectly once a year. I don't know what kind of chance. If he pulls this off, it's going to be the greatest year we've ever seen for a pro bodybuilder in history. But if not, we're going to look back and say, why did you do all those shows? When you heard he was doing Pittsburgh, which was in May, and he'd already competed in early March, and the Olympia is in October. What were your thoughts?
Oh man, my thoughts was I didn't believe it. Then I'm thinking, well, yeah, him and Tyler, they pretty good in gym. So I'm like, God bless him because he gonna need it.
I mean,
I'm rooting for him every inch of the way.
I've heard people say, and you might agree or disagree, that the bigger, heavier guys have a much harder time peaking multiple times a year, where the shorter guys aren't as light. And he's 5'6", 235 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think he can pull this off and win all these shows that he wants to win this year and get it even in Olympia?
Yeah, I think he can do it. I don't know. I don't think he can do it in all three, but I think he can win that show.
Oh, the Pittsburgh
Jim Mannion show.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's too worried about that.
I don't see nobody coming close to him now.
But again, if Derek Lunsford called you up earlier in the year and said, Ronnie, I'm thinking about doing the Arnold, and then I'm thinking about doing this show in May, the Pittsburgh show. It's a brand new open show. I want to get my Olympia title back in October. Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
Bad idea every time.
Man, oh man. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he pulls it off, everyone's going to be clapping him on the back and saying, what an amazing accomplishment. But hindsight will be 2020. I guess we got to wait and see what happens. Last guy I want to ask you about is Andrew Jack, because Andrew is someone they talk about as being a Mr. Olympia in the future.
Yeah.
He's got a physique like I've never seen in my life. None of us have. 6'2".
Yeah, that's true.
290. What does this guy need to do to get to that next level and become Mr. Olympia?
Just keep doing what he's doing. And, you can't rush maturity. And that's the only thing he's lacking, maturity and conditioning. Okay. And he'll eventually get there. Okay. He looks awesome from the front, but turn around from the back. You got to get a little bit harder. And that's just time. That's time.
Yeah.
His muscle maturity will kick in within the next 2 to 3 years, and he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, you know this, but 3 years and a month ago, he was an amateur.
Yeah.
He turned pro at the Arnold Amateur in March of 2022. So
exactly. So he's still young in the games. It just takes time, I got my pro card in 91.
91.
And I won my first Olympia in 98. So it took me about 7 years, to get to the point that I needed to get to. So I'm thinking the same thing with him. Like you say, he in 22, and this is 25. I'm thinking the next 3 years, he'll be spot on.
Yeah. And, it's a good thing you said he's young in the game, because he's not a young guy. He's 39 years old or 40.
Yeah. Which pretty much it's almost the same thing, because the older you get, the better you get. It's not reversed like it is with a lot of sports. That's why Dexter was able to last so long, because the older he got, the better he got. And that's the way the sport is with us,
Yeah.
You got some guys that can go like Dexter and Abel Beckers, and you got your other guys that, 15 to maybe 20 years, you can hang in there real good, but after that, it's time to hang them up.
Okay. Last advice I want is for me. I want you to help me out here, because you've been through, you're 60 years old. You'll be 61 next month. I'll be 56 later in the year.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to get this twisted. I'm not saying I was ever anywhere near your level or anything like that. I wasn't. But I've had injuries. I tore a quad. I'm getting a shoulder replaced. I'm dealing with psychologically struggling with not being as big and strong as I used to be. And I know you've had to deal with that. You're still in the gym training and everything, but
Yep.
you look back at the videos, what it used to look like and the weight you used to lift.
Oh yeah.
How have you sort of reconciled and how have you accepted that those days are just gone?
Cause I had such a good career.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Had I not had a good career, I'd have something to probably be, not so happy about. But since I've had great best career ever, I have no regrets whatsoever. Everything's always been spot on for me.
Yeah.
I've always had the best career ever, and still hanging in there, and it's getting better.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Last thing I want to do is let people know, because Euro Muscle is the sponsor of this YouTube channel right now, and I want to let people know you are going to be at the Euro Muscle show July 12th and 13th in Amsterdam, and check that out, guys, at the Euro Muscle show Instagram. And the other info is on my ticker at the bottom there. And they love you over in Europe, man.
Yeah, I was there last year, and we had a awesome time. So I can't wait to come back this year. I think it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, I mean it's
most definitely.
You're popular here, of course, but I've seen those tours with Giles, and they go just bananas for you over there.
Oh
Crazy.
yeah. It is off the chain when I go overseas. Anywhere I go overseas, it is the best. I mean, some of the best appearances I've ever had in my whole entire life.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't get no better than that.
It gives me a lot of, sometimes I think this new generation, they don't know their history, they don't know the stars, but then I see like a theater filled with 500 people that paid to come and see you and ask questions over in UK or something. And it sort of restores my faith.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Ronnie. Well, that's all I have for you. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you had some issues. You have no electricity today. So really, so much thanks for coming through for me and doing this.
Yeah, no problem, Ron. I'll never let you down.
I know, I've known you a very long time, and I get
exactly.
when I say you're one of my favorite people in the industry, I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, thank you, Ron. Appreciate that, bro.
You know who the other one? You know who the other one is? There's only one other guy that I hold in the same esteem as you. It's Lee Haney.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just did an appearance with Lee. We are both Panada ambassadors.
That's right.
And I had a great talk with him yesterday, and I totally agree with you 1,000%. So I'm the same way with him.
Coincidence? The two guys with the most Olympia titles in the world, and the two best, nicest guys in the whole industry, I think, you and Lee. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. I agree with you. Like I said, like 1,000% on Lee, because he's an amazing guy. I tell him all the time, he's always been my idol, and always will be.
First magazine I ever bought, he was in it. He was on the cover. So.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. You remember that? You remember back that far?
I started following the sport a long time ago. So
yeah.
That's it, man. I appreciate it so much, Ronnie. Thank you so much for doing this. And that's been Ronnie's advice for Samson and Derek, and maybe they'll listen to it. And we wish them both the best of luck as they both.
Exactly.
Samson tries to keep his Olympia title, and Derek tries to regain his Mr. Olympia title this year.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be off the chain. It's going to be one of the best shows ever, I think.
Absolutely.
3 Mr. Olympias competing for the Olympia title. That's never, ever happened before.
I think Brandon will be in it too, so 4.
Before? Oh, yeah.
I don't think Brandon can skip it. He's not done yet.
By far, the best Olympia ever.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Thanks, everybody, for watching Ron Line Report with the GOAT, the 8-time Mr. Olympia champion, the one and only Ronnie Coleman. We will see you next time.